Bank of America now saying it is offering first-time home buyers zero closing cost mortgages to help grow home ownership. But there's a qualification there. They must be Black or Hispanic living in Latino communities.
Yeah, the new program is called the Community Affordable Loan Solution. It will become available in certain neighborhoods in Charlotte, Dallas, Detroit, Los Angeles, and Miami, aiming to help eligible individuals and families obtain an affordable loan to purchase a home. But some fear the aggressive lending practices echo the policies that led to the housing collapse in 2008. Here to weigh in on this is former New York City Commissioner on the Giuliani and Bloomberg administrations, Brian Andersson, and Executive Vice Chair of the New York Republican State Committee, John Burnett. Thanks to both of you for being with us here, completing our nice table here. All right, John, I'm going to start with you. Good idea or bad idea?
Well, let's break it down in the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, I like that. All right.
The ugly part, we don't want a repeat of the 2008 housing crisis, right? The good part, we do want to encourage
absolutely
home ownership, right? Because that is closely tied to what? Generational wealth creation, right? So we want that. But this is very risky. I can understand possibly no down payment, but then no minimum credit score. Right? And I can understand looking at how you pay your bills and considering that as a factor,
they're looking at that.
Which is good. But here's the ugly part. Housing prices have been inflated, right?
It's a bad time to start this.
They're buying an inflated asset, right?
Yeah.
We're about to go into a recession. And what? We have an inflationary climate, right?
Yeah.
So that way interest rates are going up, housing prices are high. I don't see a short sale provision, protection for the homeowner, right? Because you don't want people paying a mortgage underwater.
Well, the bank is going to own this thing in a lot of cases as they go down. If people can't keep up with the payments. One thing that may be different this time, Brian, is a big problem back during the financial crisis, the mortgage meltdown. They were packaging these mortgages and selling them as securities, all packaged together. And then they were rating these AAA, which they shouldn't have been at any point. If they don't do that, is this like a good thing, like John's saying? You get the good out of it, maybe not the bad?
Well, I'm not a financial guy, but yeah, I think you've said everything I would have said. 2008, it's ringing clear here. They're looking to do the right thing, or they're looking to virtue signal. I don't know. And you want to offer home ownership to people. Look, I'm not a new homeowner, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And now you're going to do this in the midst of a recession. Nobody wants to say that word, but we'll say it. It'll be very tough for people. And then where do we go from there when they can't make the payments?
Right, and you have to have skin in the game. Even if it's 1%, 2%, 3%, something. When you don't have skin in the game, you're inclined to walk away when things don't work out.
Where should that skin in the game come from if people don't have that money? I mean, should there be organizations that say, we definitely want minority communities to have the opportunity for home ownership and work toward the American dream? But this is kind of like, it's going to be on the backs of the other people who or do business with the bank, or it's going to be on homeowners if they're more federally backed mortgages. You know, how should that work?
But whatever it is, it should be something, right? 1%, 2%, or 3%. Even if it's a small percentage, right? And I didn't read anywhere whether it's going to be an adjustable rate mortgage or fixed, right? Because they're assuming a lot of risk, right? So if you're assuming a lot of risk, usually they want an adjusted, rate mortgage, right? Or
which would be cheaper here,
a higher rate above others who actually put down a down payment, right? So how does the risk model actually work to make it par with other individuals that have good credit and possibly put down 5, 10, 20%?
Now, let me ask one other question. This is political. Who is doing the? Why are they doing this right now? And is this all about trying to please a certain community that they know would vote a certain way? and get a certain outcome. I'm presuming a few things here, but is this more politically motivated, as, frankly, it was decades ago when Barney Frank and company, even though he denies it to this day, pushed for certain communities to have access to mortgage funds that ended up not doing very well?
It certainly has that smell. It looks like it's affirmative action and we want a certain outcome, but I don't think they're going to get it. It's just putting it out there. They're going to take the high road and keep their fingers crossed under the table.
If I was an executive at Bank of America, this is what I would say. We're going to launch a pilot program. We're going to commit $1 billion.
Right.
Right? So that way, investors or other people in government or the general public will say, you know what, all right, they can actually put some risk controls around $1 billion, right? But to not put any details around it, that's a little fishy to me.
We don't have time here, but the other question that some might say is, why would you narrow it down to these people? Why not just economic level rather than race?
Well, we do know that there's a huge gap in home ownership, and we also know that the way that you create generational wealth is one of two ways, fundamentally, right? Home ownership and life insurance. Many people shy away from life insurance, especially whole life, right? Because it's a little bit more costly.
Right.
But we want people to own a home.
Okay.
Because chances are, when you own a home, you think differently. Why?
That's true.
Different taxes. Property taxes, you become more politically engaged.
Taxes make you think differently.
And that's the path to
run, John.
conservatorship.
It's great for the community as well. It brings up the community that they live in.
Brian Andersson, John Burnett, thank you so much for joining us. And coming up,